When I was studying my undergraduate in philosophy, we had one lesson that was about the philosophy of religion, and one of the interesting phrases that my lecturer said was that in order to treat the absolute absolute, you had to treat the relative relative. And I thought that it was really interesting as well, because it points to that in order to practice, like living to God, it's like you have to do something else for a completely different thing. That you have to take reality that we live in less seriously, because what you take as more seriously is God and the future that you'll live in with them, presumably. And this kind of phrase came back to me when I was thinking about how I've often felt pretty overwhelmed with how many responsibilities, how many things there are to do um, in the past. And then I caught myself today and I wasn't really stressed about these things. And it's because I've developed that same kind of saying with myself. If anyone hasn't read it already, I'd recommend reading Essentialism. I've only read half of it, but it's an incredibly, it's quite repetitive, but if you really understand the message that it's trying to give you, then it can relieve so much stress in your life. So, for instance, here, I don't know if you can see that, but I've got here. You see, I've got a couple of check boxes of things I need to complete, and on that side, I've got loads of stuff. I've got about maybe 8 or 9 things on there that I've kind of set myself to do. But I don't really care about getting any of them. Well, no, I do care about getting some of them done. But with some of them, I'm also fine just letting them slide. And it goes back to this. You only have a limited amount of energy in the day, and if you just spend that trying to perfect every single thing that you have to do, then you're going to fail and you're going to not do good on any of them. But if you focus yourself on 2 or maybe 3 activities and you really get them good, and then you know that you've only got a limited amount of time, you've only got a limited amount of capacity, you should just respect your body and you should respect your mind and how much it's capable of doing right at this moment. And then you just let those other things slide as just a naturalness. It's like there's that scene in Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail, like the last one of the original trilogy, and the Holy Grail, it falls just into a chasm, and then there's this young girl who's like, I want to hold on to it, I want to utilize all its powers, and Indiana Jones nah, come on, and he's trying to pull her up or something. And then she goes, no, I want this. And then because of that, she falls into this big chasm, and she dies, presumably. And it's that same kind of thing that if you don't want to fall in the chasm, you've got to give up some things. You've got to sacrifice some things. You've got to let some fires burn. You've got to let those tasks that you've been meaning to do for months just keep on stacking up, because ultimately it's more important that you get this one thing done, the key thing, the important thing done, and it's important that you get that done rather than have your room a bit tidier, or have talked to that person about this certain thing. And it might not seem it, but if you just take this to be the case, the key thing that you need to remember is that you can't do everything. That's the defining feature. There's the thought of, oh yeah, but it'd be nice to do everything. But if you really ingrain in your head that you actually can't do everything, then it's like, well, of course, why would I try to do everything? But yeah, so that's my lesson for today. Keep like the loose, and then keep tight to what actually matters. And that's usually just like a few things, and it's only that. And because of that, even though I may only tick off like 3 things on this for the whole day, and when there's like 7 other things or something, I'm okay. Like, I don't feel that bad, and it's because I've done the things that actually matter, the things that are going to push me forward.